Hello, hello. It's getting pretty cold here now. Definitely feeling the urgency. So that's been kind of spurring me into action. I now have the dining room wall. This one where the window is. I've almost finished the drywalling. I'm hoping to have it painted this week. Today, I just need to do the last little touch-ups of the plastering, and then it'll be nice and smooth. I've got my kerosene rocket heater, keeping the place warm so that the plaster dries properly. And I'll use that when I'm painting as well, so that the paint dries. And then once those things are done, I can install the radiators, and then I won't need old stinky rocket heater. But it's certainly great in the meantime. So here in the kitchen, also same story. So this blue plasterboard is like moisture resistant, so it's meant for wet areas. I had to use a sheet of the white stuff on the ceiling here. That was to correct a boo-boo that I made. I had to make the tough decision to cut a section down and put it back up. It's not a huge deal that that's not moisture resistant. Ideally there should be no moisture reaching the ceiling in here. I've got my extraction fan all set up, so that's vented through to the roof. Well, I've got the duct for the fan anyway, so there'll be like a range hood here above the stove, which will go there, opposite the sink and the island, which is quite the gathering place for objects right now. They have a little object party constantly. Every time I look, they stand still, but I'm certain that when I'm not looking, they are at it. Belly button fluff. So, yes, you can see the plastering against the blue really well. So each of these is where there was a screw, and each of these is where there is a seam. And so the seams, and it's all pretty nice. I'm happy with it. Like, let's look closely. It's all going to sand back really nicely. Happy with these seams. They're really nice and flat. Hopefully, once it's all done and I've got a coat of primer on the walls, it'll just be smooth. You won't see any of these like patchy bits. That's the idea anyway. So today is finishing that stuff off. Just thought I'd give you a look, because the next time I do a vid, I'll probably have this all painted during this week sometime. We're moving along nicely. So here, the back door, all the way through. So this kitchen is going to look completely different. The ceiling's going to look like this for a little while until I've like paneled it and done a few things up there. I'm aiming to have all the screw holes filled at least, and then once I've got the paneling, like the beams, you'll see. Yeah, it's going to be a paneled ceiling. It's going to look cool. Yeah. But the walls, these walls are going to be nice and white soon, and then I can do a big cleanup. And then I can potentially start sanding floors, which I probably should do soon before I fill this place with too much stuff. So yeah, that's the kitchen. It's all a bit of a mess at the moment. These cardboard boxes, they've got they came a bunch of camping and hiking gear, going on a trip beginning of December to Nevada, which will be nice. So I need to organise some kind of care for Keith while I'm gone. Pets. Keith's okay. He's his fun little self. He's outside at the moment. Then the dining room, this wall. I still have to do this other wall in the dining room. So this is the interior wall. I still need to make some holes in it, and I need to make some holes in the ceiling in here to finish off the electrical in the dining room. But that's not going to happen until I've moved this fridge, and I can't move the fridge until this spot is ready, and this spot won't be ready until it's painted. So there's a bunch of like logistical juggling. The main thing was this wall here, because the radiator is going to go under this window, and I want to put the radiator against a somewhat finished wall, so I don't have to, do too much work around it, or heaven forbid, rip it out. So to get access behind it. So yeah, that's the kitchen and the dining room. What else? Let's have a look. Check it out, glass block, window. Isn't that nice? So, nice man did that. It was a team actually. There was Vince. Vince was the first guy I got in touch with. He put me in touch with Ron, who was actually putting the glass block kind of unit together. So then Ron came out with his lovely daughter Faith, and they measured up, and then they went away. And then I got back in touch with Ron, and then Ron was like, oh, yep, I've got my installer coming sometime. So I was like, okay, so now we've got like 3 people involved in this, what I thought was a pretty simple job. So then I got a call Saturday, and they said, yeah, the installer will, oh no, it's Friday, and they said the installer will be there tomorrow sometime. So I had to cancel some plans and waited around for the installer, and then he came with his assistant, and then they put this in. And then I waited about a week for Vince to come back and finish up on the outside. But we are done at last. So this here is a vent. That's to provide like fresh air or some relief air when I've got the fan going. It's mirror, and I can just leave that open a crack, or I can seal it right up. So this is like, it's nice. So much privacy, so much light. And I'll be able to like run a shower screen into it or do some other things. I think I'm going to amend this little arrangement here a bit, but yeah, that can all wait for when I've got heat. Speaking of heat, let's go and look at something else real quick. Yep, so I've done some rearranging down here. I'm not sure if you can remember what it looked like. Also, this is a different washing machine to the one I had in my last episode. The one I got in my last episode I realized didn't work properly, and I had a hell of a time getting my money back from the guy that I bought it off. But long story short, there were curses threatened, and Eastern European men decided to see sense and give me my money back, which was a win. It's pretty dramatic, but we got there in the end. So then I ended up buying this off another lovely Craigslist seller. Cost me more, but it's one of these smart washers, and it's beauty. Kind of weird the way these smart washers work, but yeah, so far so good. So smart washer. Also, this is my dryer. So washer and dryer next to each other, creating this like kind of little zone at the bottom of the stairs. I think it's okay. I can always slide the dryer over a little bit if I need to once I move this cabinet. So I just need to get like a duct from the back of the dryer over to this thing. That is like it's a pipe that goes to the outside, so I can vent all of the nasty CO2. So I'm just waiting on my plumber to come back and hook the gas up to the dryer, because it's a gas dryer, and also hook up the gas to my lovely big 30,000 BTU gas heater, which is going to run down here, and it's going to keep the basement warm. It's just going to, the idea with this guy is for it to just keep the basement above freezing. It doesn't need to be like hot. If I'm doing like hella projects down here, I'll like probably run it more aggressively, but for most of winter the idea is just to stop pipes from freezing. And because this house is kind of gappy, at least internally, I'm pretty confident in the envelope of this house. I don't think there's too many like leaks to the exterior, but between this and the floor above, and then the floor above that where I live, there's holes everywhere. So this thing could be pumping away, heating up the basement, and that warm air is just going to filter up through the house and eventually arrive in my domicile, which is fine with me. So it's going to work out pretty okay, I think. I'm gonna have, the radiators are all on like this side of the house. So it'll be warm up there already. This will be like a supplemental thing. But yeah, this is just mainly for the basement. So my lovely plumber John is coming on Monday to hook up this and my dryer. And then this week I'll be painting upstairs. So I'll have like some heat and a dryer that works and a painted dining and kitchen mostly. And yeah, it's gonna, big things coming. So yeah, it's exciting, isn't it? Thanks for tuning in. I love you. Shout out to Nick and Kelly for your unwavering support. And Dad, I'm enjoying our chats. Happy birthday, Gabs. It's my sister. It's her birthday. And everyone else, I love you. I'll speak to you again real soon. Okay. Bye.